Jacqueline Novogratz, So You Want to Change the World, Manifesto for a Moral Revolution. Embark on a thoughtful journey to understanding the roots and intricacies of racism in the United States with a summary of So You Want to Change the World, Manifesto for a Moral Revolution by Jacqueline Novogratz. This summary delves into vital topics such as socially entrenched racism, white supremacist systems, the power dynamics due to racial demographics, and implicit biases in law enforcement and educational institutions. It also discusses the complexities of microaggressions, cultural appropriation, and the stereotypes affecting Asian Americans. Dive into this insightful summary to gain a deeper understanding of these themes and discover effective strategies for addressing race and fostering equality.
Addressing Race and Racism. Idioma Aluos, So You Want to Talk About Race, is a timely and insightful exploration of race and racism in the United States. The New York Times best-selling author provides personal insights and constructive arguments to help readers tackle these subjects. Whether you're new to racial consciousness or a seasoned activist seeking extra tools, Aluos' indispensable guide is a powerful resource that drew positive critical response to match its commercial success. Harper's Bazaar hailed it as one of 10 books to add to your reading list in 2018 and praised it as a must-read for everyone. Understanding Socially Entrenched Racism. Author Idioma Aluo stresses that racism goes beyond individual actions and is instead a part of a larger, white supremacist system. This system is perpetuated by certain demographics who wield their power to hurt others knowingly or unknowingly, and one can be complicit in it even without being overtly racist. Aluo's book proves remarkably timely, as Americans are finally ready to talk about race. Her blunt and clear-headed writing style is effective in driving her point home. Dismantling Racial Privilege. Idioma Aluos, So You Want to Talk About Race emphasizes the need for privileged readers to focus on the experiences of people of color, rather than seeking education from them. Aluo stresses the importance of examining systemic biases and recognizing the privileges that come from race, gender, education level, mental health, social class, body size, sexual orientation, skin tone, and disability. She encourages readers to engage in conversations about race with those who share their racial identity and wrap up unproductive conversations by apologizing and examining their own biases. Aluo asserts that failing to fight against racism is to be complicit in upholding it. Racism in Law Enforcement. In her book, Aluo sheds light on the implicit racial bias in law enforcement and school districts that lead to disproportionate disciplinary actions against students of color. Shocking statistics reveal that Black and Latino men are more likely to end up behind bars. Police officers are also more likely to use physical force and kill people of color than whites. Aluo emphasizes the importance of having conversations about racism to share the burden of it instead of leaving it solely on people of color. Leveling the Playing Field. Aluo emphasizes the significance of affirmative action in ensuring equitable opportunities for college admissions and federal jobs since the 1960s. Further expanding affirmative action measures, Aluo argues, will promote diversity in schools and workplaces by representative of its community. The author also highlights a crucial yet ignored fact that affirmative action hiring targets are significantly lower than the proportion of disenfranchised groups in the population. Affirmative action is vital in creating an equal playing field. Microaggressions and Cultural Appropriation. In Microaggressions, Idioma Aluo explains how seemingly harmless actions or comments can reveal biases that cause harm to marginalized groups. She highlights invasive requests made by white people, such as touching black hair, which treats black bodies like public property. Aluo also addresses the celebration of white people for embracing black culture, including the problematic issue of cultural appropriation. She implores members of all cultures to consider the impact of their actions when adopting traditions from other cultures. These microaggressions can lead to feelings of isolation, depression, and invalidation for the targeted individuals. Model Minority Myth. Audiobook confronts the harmful impact of the model minority stereotype on Asian Americans and advocates for their inclusion in the broader conversation on race. The author sheds light on the challenges that Asian Americans face, including struggles with English language proficiency, anti-Muslim hate crimes, and domestic violence against Asian American women. By breaking down the myth of Asian American prosperity, Audiobook highlights the fundamental need for shared experiences amongst all people of color. The false dichotomy of racial virtue. Growing up, Audiobook revered Martin Luther King Jr. for his nonviolent approach and demonized Malcolm X for his anger during the civil rights movement. However, she came to understand that this false dichotomy pigeonholes people of color. In her book, she asserts that people of color experience the rage, grief, and fear of living in a system that oppresses them, and that the path to freedom from racial oppression is not in earning virtue but in changing the system. The power of language. In her book, Audiobook provides actionable steps towards achieving equality. She emphasizes the importance of using our words to drive productive change. These steps include supporting diverse candidates, speaking carefully and conscientiously, boycotting exploitative companies, and showing support to businesses and creations by people of color. Audiobook's work is timely, memorable, and readable, making it an excellent guide for anyone seeking to make a difference in today's world.
As we conclude our exploration of racism in the United States, it is clear that racial inequality stems from deeply rooted social systems and biases. Acknowledging personal privileges and understanding their impacts on others is critical to creating change. Jacqueline Novogratz encourages open and productive conversations, while also stressing the importance of taking actionable steps to promote diversity and equality in our society. By focusing on empathy, awareness, and action, readers can begin their journey towards fostering a more inclusive and equitable world.